All right, good afternoon, everyone, or depending on what part of the country or world that you're in, it may be daytime, it may be morning, evening, I don't know, but you are here, and that's what's important. You're here for the Down and Dirty at 1:30 Central Time. And I'm Vashawn Borich. If you haven't ever been on one of these hangouts before, I host them every Monday at 1:30 Central, 2:30 Eastern, in order to help inspire you, to give you tools, resources, and tips so that you can take your life and your business to the next level. So today I don't want to disappoint because I have some content that I've put together for you that I'm calling a digital business primer for success. And this was spurred on by a friend of mine. I actually was speaking with her this morning. So shout out to Darvini. I was on a call with her this morning, and I want to say that she brought up, and it made me smile, that she wishes that before she started her online business, there was some sort of an online or digital primer, like a textbook of some kind that gave her an overview, so she didn't have to ask so many questions, so that she understood how the business worked, how the internet worked a little better before she dove into it. So in regards to that conversation, that's what I've put together today. So if you or somebody you know is struggling and wanting to start an online business or jump in to an online opportunity, then that's what we're going to cover today, so that no matter what business you're in or what your background is, you have the basic things that you need in order to be successful online. So let me check in, see who's here. I always like to check, see who's here, and give a shout out. Hey, there's Bridget, good to see you. And Rich is there. Nice to see you as always. Hope you had good time with your Jeep group. I know you are part of a Jeep club, which sounds really fun. Awesome. So we're going to keep going here. Sounds like you guys can hear me okay. That's good. If not, comment down below. If you're watching today, I love it when people are active in my chat. It lets me know that people are interested and that they're there, and I'm not just speaking to a screen. So be sure to comment down below. Let me know you're here. Even if you're watching this as a recording, chat down below, because I do check those to see if there were any questions or anything else is going on. All right, so let's dive in. I have a little presentation for you, and we're going to show that to you. All right, ready to go. So today, like I said earlier, I'm going to be covering a digital primer for success. Now, like I said, it doesn't matter if you have a technical background or not. This is the new business world. If you're not on the internet in some capacity, then you're missing out on an entire business segment. I mean, it's really been such a fabulous industry to be in because it's growing at a rapid pace. As you probably are aware, everybody seems to be online in some way, be it a web page or an app or on social media. They are touching your life with their online presence. So how do you get a piece of that? Because there literally are billions and billions of dollars out there that are waiting for you to have a piece of. The pie is big enough for everyone. And I think a lot of people think they missed the boat before, the internet's been around a while, obviously. And I've heard people say to me, I missed the boat, I'm too old, or, I'm not of the generation that grew up with computers, and I don't feel like I can really make a difference because it's just too much of a learning curve. Well, I want to share with you that it's becoming easier and easier for anyone to have an online business, even if you don't have technology experience, because they've simplified it. You don't have to be a programmer anymore. I know when I first got involved with the internet, gosh, it's been almost 20 some years ago, when I first got involved in computers and internet, you had to know some kind of programming even to get anywhere on your computer. And how frustrating is that? I mean, you have to be a programmer, but now you don't need that. Some of you are like, oh, I am a programmer. For those of you, awesome. I'm proud of you. I was not a programmer, although I did learn kind of from the school of hard knocks how to program. But I will tell you that the internet has become easier and easier to get involved. It's become very user-friendly, and there are so many ways that you can make a living online, part-time living or full-time, like I do. So let's dive in. All right, so here's what I'm going to be covering today. First of all, we're going to talk about different types of digital businesses. There are many ways that you can earn money online, and I will tell you just out of the gate, I don't think in this day of age that sticking with just one business or one company is in your best interest. I'd highly recommend to my own students that you have at least 2 streams of income in your life, if not more. And this online business could be a great way for you to add additional streams of income into your life and into your family, even if it's part-time, sometimes, or full-time. I do have a lot of colleagues that work in online business full-time, and some of them travel the world. They literally don't have an office space. Their office is their laptop, and they travel the world, and they are able to make a very nice living with their computers. So the other thing we're going to talk about, because this always comes up with digital businesses, is how to spot a scam from a mile away, right? I know that there's a lot of folks out there who are like, I'm going to stay back from the internet world because there are so many scams and questionable things that are out there. Well, if you know these tips that I'm going to share with you today, you're going to be able to avoid those and focus on the ones that are legitimate and really do make people money. And then finally, we're going to talk about some common words that are used in the business and what they mean. This is really the primer part, because so often we get caught in not understanding a word that some technical person says to you, and your brain just kind of shuts down. Maybe you've been there, maybe you've spoken to somebody who's like really technical and they just get everything, and you start listening to them and you get hung back about 3 sentences prior on some word they use that you have no idea what it means, but yet you're too embarrassed to ask them for fear of appearing to be ignorant. So I want you to know right now, there are no dumb questions. And if you are brand new to the internet world or internet business world, then ask those questions. I'm not going to make fun of you. I promise you I won't, because we've all been there. And like one of my favorite quotes is from Roy Rogers, the old cowboy quote, and it says, "Everyone is ignorant in some subjects." And I just love that quote. Everyone is ignorant in some subjects. That's by Roy Rogers. And it's true. You could be the most brilliant mind in the world when it comes to like rocket science or something like that, but you know absolutely nothing when it comes to horsemanship. So, like I said, everyone is brilliant in something and everyone is ignorant in something. So don't be afraid to ask questions and realize that you are not ignorant. You just don't know all the details about this particular subject. Isn't that a relief? Doesn't it make you feel better to know that? Well, it did for me. So we're going to keep going here. All right. I don't know why I left that on there, but disregard this bottom sentence. I forgot to delete it. So we're going to talk about types of digital businesses first. I want to dive into those because everybody thinks there's like 1 or 2 different digital businesses. There's actually more than that, but they fall into a small number of categories. Okay, so I just plopped them right up here all on the screen. I thought I did them one at a time. I'm not as technical as I sometimes think I am, but that's okay. All right, so first of all, digital business. What is a digital business? It is the creation of new business designs by blurring the digital and the physical worlds. So it's basically using technology to accomplish something that in the past a human being might have had to do, okay? Or in the past it didn't even exist, okay? So the first one is pretty common, and that's information marketing. Information marketing is a really great way to earn money online because you create something once and then you can resell it again and again and again as a digital product. So let me give you a great example. Ebooks. How many of you out there have a Kindle or have a phone or something that you get access to electronic books? And most of us, right? So ebooks, the person who wrote that book, they created a digital copy of it, or their publisher did, and they made it available as a digital download. So they didn't have to use up additional paper to print it out. They didn't have to, go and use different ink and, print a bunch of hard copies that you don't know if they're going to sell. And then you got a warehouse full of hard copies of books. No, a easier way to sell books these days is through electronic books, which makes it, much more cost efficient, and they can make more money from it. Because, I mean, think about all the money they're saving from not having to print those books. All right. Now, still, many of them still offer the hardbound books, and a lot of us are old school and we like to have the hardbound books. But I can tell you that there is a huge number of people that would much rather read it as an ebook than have a library taking up space and dust in their home. Okay, so that's another great way to earn income. There's also online courses. I'm sure you've seen a lot of famous people now, celebrities, are doing what they call master classes or master courses. Like I saw one, recently, I think it was by Peter Frampton or somebody, a great guitarist, was offering a masterclass course on how to play the guitar. Now, isn't that awesome? Because you could learn from a master himself on how to play the guitar without having to go and fly to wherever he lives and pay thousands and thousands of dollars just to sit in his studio and learn from him. You can do it on an online course that he has recorded and created this course that anyone can then go and purchase the course and go through step by step on how to learn to play the guitar, for example. So anything that you have knowledge in can be turned into an online course. I'm not kidding. I've seen some crazy stuff out there. I mean, there was somebody who was teaching people how to make art with styrofoam, and people were buying it like crazy. And I'm just like, okay. I mean, that maybe it interests you, but at the time I thought it was kind of obscure. All right, so then you could also do a training, like a one-day live training class or coaching that is, that you record, and then you can resell it again and again and again. So that's information marketing at its finest. And there's a lot of ways you can do it. You can do it yourself, or you can hire somebody to do it for you. The second way is blogging. A lot of people they think blogging is like the main way to make money online these days. I've heard this so many times from people that I interact with in the corporate world, and they say, oh, you're just an online blogger. And it's so funny that people, they don't understand how you make money with blogging. The way you make money with blogging, and blogging, if you're not familiar with the term blogging, is basically it's a digital diary. It's a way of writing. You can write daily, monthly, weekly, however often. It's a way of keeping track of what you want to share with the world. The best blogs are around a niche. Like there's travel blogs out there, there's gardening blogs, and on and on. And those blogs, their whole reason for blogging is to get enough people that's reading their free blog so that they can start having advertising around it. Okay, so it's not the blog itself that makes money, it's the amount of people that come to it on a regular basis who are seeing the ads and the other things that you might promote around your blog that generates you income. A great example is some of these travel bloggers. They have hotels like hotels.com and places like that will pay them money just to put an ad around their blog to drive more traffic to their hotel. Okay, so that's how blogging works, but it takes sometimes years for a blog to really take off. So you have to be aware of that if that's an area you want to go into, because it does take a while to build a following. All right, the next one is online stores. Online stores, it's really kind of cool how they work. You don't have to have a house full of goods to sell online. Now, some people do. Some people choose to do that, and they use sites such as eBay or other online auction sites where they might sell things that they've collected or bought at wholesale prices, and then they'll sell them on these auction sites. So that's one way to do it. Some of the bigger people, what they choose to do is to do it via drop shipping through sites such as Shopify or Amazon. And the way that works is you contact a manufacturer who has the products that you want to sell, and you work out a contract or an agreement that anytime somebody buys something on your website, the manufacturer will ship them the product. Okay, and some of them, they will even put your branding on their boxes, etc., so that it looks like your company and not from the actual manufacturer. All right, so that's another great way for you to make money online. It is a little bit more labor intensive if you have to have a love of the retail and wholesale market. You have to know what's going to sell. You have to really do your research because not everything will sell that you put up on eBay, Amazon, or Shopify. And there are many, many more sites than those sites. But if that's something you really enjoy, you like the whole idea of buying and selling, then take a look at those. There's some great resources out there that can teach you how to get started with any of these. And just for the record, if you want to go to any of these sites, it's just shopify.com, ebay.com, and amazon.com, and that'll get you there. And you can also do a Google search for something like online stores or online auction sites, and you'll find a whole resource of them there. Okay, the next one down, the fourth way that you can make a living online or digital business is through digital services. Okay, digital services might be things such as web design. There are many people out there who make very nice livings designing websites. If that's an area that you really enjoy or you have some experience in or you desire to learn, there is still a great need for that. App development. With our smartphones and tablet devices, apps have never gone out of style. And anything from games to tools to just fun, helpful, and productive apps, you can develop those, and there are sites out there that help you develop them and earn residual income, which means reoccurring income every time that app sells. Other digital services that are becoming more and more popular and can make you a good living are virtual assistants, or VAs for short. Virtual assistants are people that will manage online things for you, sometimes offline things as well, and they will do all that from the comfort of their home using their computer. You may want to be a VA. Maybe you're really, really good at graphic design, for example. You could go on a site such as Fiverr, Fiverr. I think I mentioned that on like every Hangout I do, which is so funny. But you could go on a site like that and you could create your own account and offer to do graphic design for people. And what's cool about that is that you can do it from home. And if you're quick at it or you know some shortcuts, you could get a lot of clients really quickly, especially once you start getting positive reviews from people. Then your account will start growing on Fiverr. All right, then the fifth one, which is my personal favorite, is affiliate marketing. And the reason that I love affiliate marketing is because it takes the hassle out of having to invent something yourself, find retailers and drop shippers and all that other stuff. You don't even have to blog or write if you do it a certain way. Affiliate marketing is really simple to do. But what it is, before I get ahead of myself, it's marketing other people's products or services. Okay, so just about every website that's out there, just about, if they sell something on their website, most of them have an affiliate link. And it's a link usually in the bottom of their page. You may have to email them if you can't find it, where you can resell their products. And they'll give you what's called an affiliate link, which is coded to you. And anybody that clicks on your link, instead of going straight to the website of that advertiser or that client, anybody that buys through you would get a percentage of the sale. And it could be anywhere from 10% of the sale all the way up to, I've seen some there as high as 70% of the sale. So one way that you can find some great things to be an affiliate marketer with is to go to sites such as JVZoo or to go to ClickBank. So these are all different websites, and there's many more than that, where people who have products, digital products, they want affiliates to help them sell it. And so you can go sign an agreement there, and then instantly you have affiliate links that you can use on your own website or blog or something like that. I will tell you that my favorite type is when it's kind of all in the box. I'm not a huge ClickBank or JVZoo fan because you don't have to have those products in order to sell them, which sometimes can be problematic if you get somebody to buy something through your recommendation and you don't own the product and you don't really know anything about it. It kind of looks bad for you. So I recommend if you do that option, you at least buy one of their products so you can, give it a good review and take a look at it before you recommend it. But the types of affiliate marketing I do is I found companies that are a complete business system for digital coaching and for digital educational software. And they give you everything from the affiliate link to your own webpage to training on how to sell it. They also offer some nice bonuses and things like that when you hit certain levels of income within their organization. And so I like those kind because they're just all ready to go. You don't have to build anything, it's set. So if you're interested in something like that, you might want to reach out to me and I'll be happy to share with what works for me. Or if somebody invited you to this call today, this hangout, talk to them and ask them, what do they recommend for affiliate marketing? Because most of the people that know me, they are some sort of an affiliate marketer. Okay? So I hope this helps you. I'm going to check and see if we have any comments out here. Okay. So Rich is curious about the outline I use to create your PowerPoints. If I have some time, Rich, I'll be sure to share that. It's a little off topic, but I'll be happy to share that. Yeah, Audible does offer an affiliate program. The affiliate program that's there, you can share it with somebody and they give you free books. I don't remember if they give you a discount off of your subscription through Audible, but you definitely can get some free books and points to buy books if you share it with others. Leveraging other people's time and money, absolutely. That's what I love about affiliate programs. Oh, thanks, Charlene. I appreciate the shout out and the plug, shameless plug. Love you, Charlene. Yes, I do have my own training product that you can be an affiliate of, and you can make 40% off of that, sometimes a little higher, depending on how you do. I might even up that. So check that out. And if you are curious about that, send me a private message and I'll get you some information on how to be an affiliate. And yep, and there are others as well, not just the mastermind product. I also have a coaching product that has an affiliate program with it. So yes, that's what I love about affiliate programs. You create something once and boom, now you can resell it again and again and again. And you can have other people help you resell it and they can get a piece of the pie as well. So it's a win-win for everyone. All right, let's go back now. So we're going to go now into how to spot a scam from a mile away. Now, this may be a little bit of a controversial subject. I know a lot of people, they don't like to hear this because you may be in a business or have been in a business in the past where it wasn't on the up and up, for lack of a better word. So today I'm going to share with you some tips on how you can spot a scam. So that if you're looking at an online business or an affiliate opportunity, you can run it through this test, this litmus test if you must, and find out right away if this is a scam or if it's something that could be financially good for you. Sound good? All right, let's keep going. So how to spot a scam, and just to define scam. Scam is a dishonest scheme or fraud. So somebody who's doing business with the intent, usually the intent is for them to make a lot of money and you to not make very much money. So some of them, the intent is to make everybody a lot of money and then get out as quickly as they can before they get caught. So anything that you find to be dishonest or appear to be fraudulent, steer clear of. And here's how you tell. So step one, and you might want to write these down because at some point in everybody's life, you look at a business opportunity. And whether it's online or not, you need to run it through some kind of a litmus test. We used to call it in the corporate world doing your due diligence. That's the term for that, where you look at all of the things about that business to see if it's a good investment for you. Okay, so first step is to review their website. Now, what are you looking for on the website? Well, number one, you need to look and see that they have a legitimate phone number that you can call and get a real person, okay? Not some voicemail, a real person. And secondly, they should have some sort of a mailing address, okay? So you should be able to find that. Maybe it's in their terms and service, because a lot of people don't like to put their address right out there, especially if it's somebody who works primarily online and likes to travel. But it should be on their site somewhere, and especially it should be in their emails. Okay, because that's required due to the 2000, I think it was 2003 CAN-SPAM Act, where you have to have an address, a mailing address, on all of your emails that go out. I don't know if you guys knew that, but that's the law. Look it up. So if you don't see an address, red flag number one just went up. Okay. The second thing you should check out are the terms of service and privacy policy. If it's a business opportunity, they should have detailed terms of service and a privacy policy. Usually it's on the bottom of the site. You'll see a link down there, but it should be somewhere on that website. And I highly recommend you read through them. I know they can be quite long and small text and all that stuff, but what you're looking for specifically is suspicious language. What are they going to do with your email? How long have they been in business, or how long do they share your content, your credit card information, and on with other companies, with third-party resources? So look through that with detail. And what I recommend, if you're really serious about a company, print that out and go through it with a highlighter, and then talk to somebody who's more business savvy than you are. If you're not a MBA or a professional in business, have somebody else look through it and say, hey, does this look suspicious to you? What do you think? That's a really great way to find out. Now, obviously, if they don't have a terms of service or privacy policy, either or both, on their website, that's another red flag for you. Okay, my thought is, if there's 2 or more red flags, I'm not going to go with this business. Okay, all right, let's go to the next one. Take a look at how they accept payment. Is it secure? Okay, well, here's a quick way that you can tell if their site is somewhat secure. If you go to the page where you enter in credit card information or payment information, is it an HTTPS? S is in Sam. Or is it just an HTTP? Okay, if it doesn't have HTTPS right before the web address, it is not a secure page. Okay, so that tells me that your credit card, if you're entering that in, or PayPal information, it may not be secure, and it could be seen by a third party when you enter it in. So I will not enter my credit card if it's not an HTTPS, and even then, if it's an HTTPS, I like to check out some of these other things first. A really great way is to check the money back guarantees. If it's a legitimate business, they should have some kind of money back guarantee, or at least some assurance that what they say they're selling is what you're going to get. All right. Sometimes, I will tell you this, with digital products especially, they may not be able to offer your money back, because the second you enter your payment, you get access to all of their digital products. So that would kind of be bad for them. But if they're a good company, they're going to put the customer first. The customer is always first. So they should do what's necessary to make things right. Okay, so really check that out on how they accept payment. Okay, here's the next one. Check any permits, licenses, and or business registration information. So where do you find out this stuff? Well, find out, if you find their address, which, remember, this is one of the most important parts, find out where they're really located and they're founded. Check that location and see if they're registered with local, state, or federal authorities, depending on where they are in the world. But you should be able to find some kind of registered deal in their country for sure. If you cannot find registration information, then they may not be a legitimate company. Another thing you can do is check the BBB, the Better Business Bureau, and that's bbb.org. So if you go out there, you can do a search for just about any company, and you can find out if they exist, if there's any things that have been filed against them as far as being a fraud or a scam. So check that out as well before you join a business. All right, here's another one. This one I learned from a friend. This is pretty slick. You can check a business credit report. Did you know that? Yeah, you can. You can contact a company credit report service. Just do a Google search for company credit report service. And when you find a company like that, you may have to pay them to help you, but they can run a credit check on that company and find out if there's any legal judgments against them. They can check their credit report, of course. They can find out their financial performance and on and on. This is all information that, at least in the United States, is required to do business. So if the credit company, the credit card report service comes back and they say, we can't find these people at all, that's a pretty good indication that it's a scam. All right, so pretty cool that you can do that. All right, here's another one. Check consumer reviews and past owners of the business. I don't, sometimes when I contact a company, I will ask if they have anyone I can talk to who's in the business. But I tell you, they're always going to give you their very best people. So what I like to do is do a Google search and find people that have been in the business in the past and see what it says about them. Okay. The other thing is, don't look at the reviews on their own website for that company, because usually they inflate their own reviews. Instead, go out, and there are websites out there that do consumer reviews. Okay, so look for those type of sites. Look for legitimate ones too, because there's a lot of review sites out there that are not legitimate. They make a living by giving bad reviews, because bad reviews sell more than good reviews. I don't know if you guys knew that, but there's a whole segment of internet business owners, and their whole income is creating poor reviews for companies. And when they do that, on their page somewhere, they probably have Google ads or something that they're getting money from, because people will read bad reviews. Everybody wants to see a bad review. It's like everybody wants to see a good fire, right? I teach that in self-defense. People, you never yell. Here, I'm going off topic, but if you ever are being attacked in self-defense, if you're not getting help by yelling no, 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 or help, 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 try yelling fire. And what will happen is even a little old lady will come out and see a good fire, right? Because everybody's curious. So you'll get help that way. Well, it's the same thing with reviews. If you write a blazing negative review on some big company, you're going to get a lot of views on that. Okay, so I hope I'm not giving you the idea to go and make a company like this, but I did want to let you know that that is out there. So look for consumer review sites that have good ratings and have been around a while, like Consumer Reports would be an example. All right, let me go to the next one. Oh, that was the last one. Okay, there are many more that you can use, but these are the 6 best ways that I've found in order to spot a scam in a digital business. So I hope that this helps you out. It definitely has saved me a lot of money in investing in something that was dishonest. So I have been able to back out before I got into the investment part. All right, I'm going to check before I continue, see if we have any comments. Oh, yes, thank you, Rich. The EIN number is also a good one. That's the tax ID number, but that would mainly be for United States companies. I think it's called something else if it's in a different country. But company credit reports, they will cost you money, but definitely, like Charlene said, if you're going to invest in a company or offering, it's a great way to see if it's legitimate. Okay, and I'd rather pay a little money to a credit report company than end up losing my losing my lunch by investing in something quite large, thinking I'm getting a great deal on a company. All right, thank you guys for all your great comments. All right, so this last part that I'm going to be going through is more of a primer for beginners into the digital world, but some of you, even advanced folks, may have heard some of these things, and you may have not known exactly what they meant, and maybe you were too embarrassed because you're a seasoned business owner to ask what they mean. So let's go through those now. So these are some common words, or a glossary of terms that you should know if you're going to be in the digital business world. So first of all, URL. Many people have heard this, or URL. Some people call it an URL. It stands for, it's an acronym for Uniform Resource Locator. And that's just fancy words for the website address for a web page. Okay, that's what your URL is. The URL, if somebody asks for your URL, it doesn't mean that they just want the www dot. It means they also want the HTTP. So they want the front part as well. So make sure you include that. Or here's that other one I mentioned earlier, the HTTPS. That's if it's a secure page where you're going to be accepting credit cards and things like that. So you want to make sure that if you're giving somebody a URL, double check that you have the S there if it's a secure page, or if it's not a secure page, then it would just be HTTP. Okay, and then here's an example, http://www.example.com. I don't really know where that goes or if it goes anywhere, but this would be a great way for you to take a look at how you put a website together. Okay, the next one is landing page. This can be called some things, but landing page basically is any web page that you want a visitor to land on first. Okay? So your landing page is where you want somebody to land on. It could be your home page. Okay? A lot of people, that's what they want. They want people to go right to their front page of their website. They may have 500 pages on their website, but they want people to go right to the front page because that's where it gives the overview. However, in the online marketing world, usually a landing page is where a person will enter in their email address before they can view anything else on your website. Okay, so we're going to talk next about what that page is also called. But if you hear the word landing page from any advertiser, for example, they want to know where you want to take people with your ad. Where do you want them to land? All right, so here's what the other thing is, capture page. A capture page can also be called an opt-in page, a squeeze page. It can even be called a landing page sometimes. This is a page where you capture a visitor's email address and possibly other information like their name, phone number, even their address sometimes, before you give them access to anything else on your site. Okay, because let me just share something with you. In the digital world, there's a saying that we use. It says the money is in the list. And what that means is that from the very beginning of starting a digital business, your goal should be to capture people's emails and build a list. So build a list of emails of potential customers, because most people will not buy something from you on the first view. They have to think about it. They have to research it. Just like we talked about, they have to see if it's a scam or not, right? So the best way that you can make a favorable impression is to start sending out emails to them and giving them information and helping them know, like, and trust you. So when you're an internet marketer, your whole business is based around collecting email addresses. And we sometimes call that leads, collecting leads. So those capture pages are gold. That's what you need more than anything else. You don't even need a blog, really. What you need more than anything else in a business, if you're doing a digital business, you need a capture page where you can start collecting email addresses. Now, there's a lot of strategy behind how to get those emails, because most people won't just give you their email address unless you're giving them something of value in return. But we're not going to go deep on that today. All right. Next is autoresponder. I get this one all the time. People don't know what I mean when I say, do you have your autoresponder set up? And they look at me like I've got two heads. Well, an autoresponder is a software that automatically sends out emails to your email list. And this could be over a period of days, weeks, months. It's called drip marketing, where when somebody signs up, you may get 10 signups today. In other words, they enter their email address into your capture page. And then those people want to receive some kind of email. That's why they entered their email in there. They want to be part of your newsletter, for instance, or they want to receive a free ebook that you said you were going to give them. Well, you don't have time, I don't have time, to sit there and one by one email each person. No, that's no way of doing business, right? So what we do is we purchase a software such as GetResponse is a popular one, or Aweber is another one that's really popular, and there are many, many more that are out there. But what we do is we have all of the emails in that software. And then in the software itself, it has a calendar system where you can pre-write a series of emails. I recommend a minimum of 5, and that it'll automatically, day by day, send each new sign up those emails one at a time. So it doesn't matter when they sign up, they're going to get email 1. On day 2, they're going to get email 2, and so on. That is your autoresponder. So I'm sure you've been a part of that, where you've signed up for some list and then all of a sudden, boom, you have an email in your inbox. That's coming from an autoresponder. It's not a real person sitting there. Hate to burst your bubble. It's not a real person sitting there waiting for your email address to come in, and they're not just sitting there and sending you out an email right away. It's all computerized. Isn't that brilliant? And that is the beauty of an autoresponder. All right, so let's go to a few more of these. Sales funnel. This one's also a big one. This is the process of leading a potential customer to the sale. Okay, there are many ways to build a sales funnel, but the basic one is a 3-page web page. So it's 3 web pages that are kind of linked together that guide a visitor to your sales page. So a good example of a basic, very basic sales funnel would be a capture page, which would be a web page that collects your email. So somebody comes there, gives them a little bit of information about what you do, maybe even shows a little short video, and then it says, hey, go ahead and enter in your email here for complete information about what I do. And then when they enter in their email, it takes them to an information video where they can learn more about the business. And then after that page, at the bottom of that video page, it'll say, click here to purchase our product. And then boom, they click on that button. It takes them to another page that should be secured, by the way, another page where they can enter in their credit card information and purchase whatever it is that the business is selling. Make sense? So it's 3 pages minimum. Some of the businesses, as they get more advanced, they have very complex sales funnels. But the whole purpose of them, and for the purpose of this primer, is to guide someone like a funnel through a process of making a sale. Okay, so you get a lot of people at the top of the funnel who, look at the information on the capture page, but they never click through or enter their email. The ones that enter their email and watch the info video, now you're getting smaller. So you have less people that watch the info video. And then from that group, even less of those people will actually click the button and purchase whatever it is you're selling. So there you have it. And that is one of the keys to online business, is having a really good sales funnel. All right, now we're going to get into some terms that, whether you have an online business or an offline business, these are things as a business owner you should be aware of and what it means. ROI. ROI means return on investment. And this is a formula for determining a company's profitability. So is it going to be worth your time to do this business? Are you going to make any money at it? Okay. And it's also used, or sometimes used, to determine advertising cost versus profitability. So, if you know that, for every 100 people that come to your web page, that one person is going to make a sale, they're going to buy your product, then your sale equals or is greater than the cost of that advertising, then you have a good return on your investment, right? So if you're making more money than you're spending, that's good ROI. If you're making less money than you're spending, that's poor ROI, and you need to change some things so that you can start making a profit. There is a formula. It's called the return on investment formula, and it is as follows. It's taking your net profit divided by the cost of your investment and then multiplying that out by 100. Okay, and that's going to give you your return on investment, your ROI. Okay, and obviously you want that to be in the positive, not in the negative. Okay, so make sure you know those figures, especially if you're going to invest in a company. A lot of times, you're about to make a very big investment, and you need to know how long is it going to take for you to get a return on your investment. Is it going to take you a month, 2 months, 2 years? You know, how long is it going to take you? And that's where this formula comes into play. All right, let's go to the next one. And before I do, I'm going to just quick see how we're going. You guys still with me? Yeah, I see Bridget and Rich and Charlene. So we will keep going. I haven't bored you guys. I know you guys are pretty seasoned, but this might be good information for you to consider for sharing with your own clients or people that are new to the internet world. Okay, so the next one is opt-in rate. This is definitely internet related. I kind of lied a minute ago. I thought that opt-in rate, I thought the ones that were coming next were only for any business, but opt-in rate is definitely online related only. So in email marketing, the opt-in rate refers to the percentage of site visitors who actually subscribe to your email list. Okay, so you need to understand that not everybody that visits your website are going to enter in their email address. I know most of you are like, oh, I understand that, but you'd be surprised. I've spoken with a lot of people, and some of them, they get really frustrated because they think that everybody that comes to their website should be entering in their email. And obviously that's not the case. So here's an example of your opt-in rate. So let's say that you have 1,000 visitors that come to your capture page in one day. And of those 1,000 people, only 500 of them enter in their email address to join your email list. Well, that would equal to a 50% opt-in rate because it's half the number of people that visited actually entered in their email address. And that would be an incredible opt-in rate, by the way. Anything over 30% opt-in rate is considered great. All right, so I want you to realize that when you're new in business, it's not uncommon for you to create an opt-in page or capture page and to get 20% or less opt-in. And that's where the massaging and tweaking of that page comes into play, because you want to keep making that page better and better so that you can get your opt-in rate up even higher. Okay, all right, now we're going to go into cost per click. Cost per click. Okay, many paid advertising services, they use this to price their advertising. Okay, so it means the cost per visitor to your capture page. It's important before you buy any type of paid advertising, you must know your opt-in rate. So you should have already tested or plan on testing. If you're going to buy a small batch of paid advertising, you need to know what you're going to get on average for everybody that goes to that page. So for example, if you know that the cost per click of this advertiser is $1, which would be really good, by the way, at 1,000 visitors, so let's say you purchased 1,000 visits or 1,000 clicks, you know that if it's $1 per click, cost per click, it's going to cost you $1,000. Okay, so you need to know these numbers so that you're not surprised when you get a bill for $1,000. It'll probably be more than that too, because most paid advertising sites charge more than $1 per click. All right, so, and if you know your opt-in rate, then you can see that that's a good investment. And this is just basic business 101. I mean, if you know that let's say you do have a 50% opt-in rate. Okay, so people come to your capture page, and you know that 500 out of 1,000 of them are going to enter in their email address. And then let's say now you've got that 50% opt-in rate, and let's say you know through your sales funnel, which we talked about earlier, that you know those people that opted in, so those 500 people, that 10% of them are going to actually make a purchase. Okay, so that 10% is going to, 50 people, if you know that each one of those is going to pay you $100, now you've broke even. You see what I'm saying? So now you're at $1,000. So if you bought $1,000 ad, then that tells you that you would break even at minimal, because that's your averages. And it's really why the business world is a game of numbers. And if you know your numbers, you can invest in things and understand that you're going to make a profit. Even though it may seem like a lot of money to you, if you know all of your figures ahead of time, then that money doesn't mean anything, because you know you're going to make it back and then some. All right, so this is why it's important, though, to understand what these things mean. All right, and I'm not going to go through any more because there are so many other terms that I could go through, but I want to give you a link. You can find additional terms. There's a whole glossary at digitalbusiness.gov. It's from Australia, gov.au. But they've got an excellent glossary of terms there that you can take a look at, and it's all alphabetized too. So, and don't be afraid to do a Google search. You know, if you hear some technical person come back to you and give you a term that you have no idea what it means, go out on Google, do a search, and find out what it means. Okay, just write in define ROI, for example, and you're going to get an answer so that you understand it better. All right, so that is it for my presentation. So let me move it back around here. All right, I hope that you've enjoyed my primer today and that this gives you some ideas on how you can have an online business and at least some of the basic terms so that you're not lost in the woods when you're starting your own business. What I want to encourage you to do is think about what you really love to do. I mean, if you're going to start a business, an online one at that, it should be something that you're passionate about. I mean, do you love to write? If you're a writer, then you might want to go into blogging. Do you enjoy education and sharing new concepts? Then you might want to go into offering educational services or partnering with an affiliate marketer who offers educational info products and things like that. You know, are you really into shopping? Do you love to go shopping and find things that are good products for customers and things like that? Well, then you might be a person that's into having an online store. And if you're really technical and you already have a grasp on technology, maybe you want to have a service of your own and offer things such as web design and consulting and you know, different digital apps and things like that. So make a list. You know, as your coach, if you're here, I consider you my student. I want to share with you that the best thing that you can do is really contemplate what you enjoy doing and find your passion, and then get with a mentor who can help you and get you on the right path so that you're doing what you love. Because that's the greatest gift that you can give, not only to yourself, but to your family and friends, is to be happy in what you're doing in your life. All right, and also profitable. If you're happy and you're doing what you love, that mentor can help you to make it profitable so that you can also live on it instead of just doing what you love and not making money, which, by the way, is not a business. That's a hobby. So let me see if there's any more questions before we close up. Oh, thank you, Charlene. I appreciate your kind words. And I don't see any other questions. I did say if I had a little bit more. Rich, I'm going to answer your question about PowerPoints offline because that doesn't really apply to this, but I will answer that for you. All right. You guys have a wonderful afternoon, and we will see you next Monday for the Down and Dirty at 1:30. Take care.